When people do creative writing, they mostly want their work to be published. When artists create in the studio, they want the finished work to be exhibited. When architects design edifices, they like them to be built. When cineasts make a new film, they want it to be screened. When musicians play a piece, they want an audience to play for. When curators propose a new theme in the contemporary scene, they crave public attention. It's natural that people want to display what they've been inspired to work on. And I think that the same goes for anyone who's devoted to time in the gym to curate their bodies, which is also an aesthetic project, even if not highly intellectual. They're keen for the results to be seen. Socialising the athletic body, however, is an awkward project because the platform for display is not so happily institutionalised. I mean, there are specific events for bodybuilders, but they cater only to a hardcore competitive scene, and they're often overrun by people with extreme physiques who take drugs to become exaggeratedly big. Either way, there's a taste problem, because your aim in getting a better physique is probably not for the sake of a plastic trophy where people line up in oily glory and pose with a self-conscious grin for dubious aesthetic honours. Meanwhile, what I consider, what I want to consider a natural place of publication, the street, the shopping centre, the concourse, is not necessarily sympathetic to in-your-face exposure. Of course, it depends on the degree. Some exposure is acceptable and is in fact encouraged by advertising, but we quickly recognise that point where it seems exhibitionist. It's another of the many reasons to admire First Nations cultures where decorum didn't depend quite so much on covering up the body, or the etiquette of working out how much modesty is needed in that circumstance, or this circumstance was a whole lot more natural. We live in a relatively permissive society, and our freedoms to dress according to the weather are respected in social conventions. But just the same, showcasing muscle entails uncomfortable rituals that are more embarrassing than affirming.